Okay.
Fuck!
Well,
Someone has to take over the mantle.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do.
Exactly.
I do. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. So, in the last session, you guys were able to get out of Tear Town and move along the roads to Imata Town. Imata Town is a coastal city, and so as a coastal city, it has a port, and generally speaking, there's a smell of salt in the air. If any of you were of the smelling persuasion,
If anything out of the nose.
Of the smelling persuasion.
So Jimmy, he sent you on a mission to identify this cursed sword you have. So the guy you were sent to find is a man called Harry.
Good old Harry.
He's a master smith in Gaunt Village, and whoever is the thieves' cult member, so either Turi or Guile, can do their special handshake with them, and he will be able to say,
so he's part of the cult.
yeah, that's how he knows that you are who you say you are, because messages can move quite quickly between towns and cities, but items don't, and so that's the biggest difficulty, is moving the sword to the smith, but messages can get there quite quickly.
Okay.
So where we are at the moment in Imata Town is Krusk has gone off into the Smith's Alley, leaving a very confused and bemused guard behind. Guile is gone to investigate the oddity shop because as you came in, he noticed that there isn't very much thieves' cult activity, so I think it's very suspicious of the oddity shop. Talari and Thoradin are watching the round 2 of the Imata Town priest thinning. I don't know.
Still not sure how I feel about it, but
it's like a triathlon of sorts for who determines who will become the next priest of Ilmata, and we have Turi and Nadia heading off, fed up of this gore fest and really just unnecessary torture, on to find Krusk. Really.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll head to Guile first, who would have just wandered into the oddity shop. So walking in, it looks very much like the oddity shop you walk into at the Thieves' Cult. There's a very old and doddery man behind the desk.
Is it the same man like in Pokemon?
Very similar. It's a human that's old, so he's got a grey beard. And
By the way, I just want to say that's now a thing in the Pirates campaign.
but yeah, there's lots of old and very dusty items that have very old uses and probably defunct maybe now. So the guy doesn't really look up at you as you walk in. He's been there a while.
That's fine. I'm more here to browse than anything else. The thieves' hideout was upstairs, the oddity shop in the other place,
Downstairs.
right? Downstairs. Okay, so I don't recognise this guy, I'm guessing. No.
Just a shop.
I'm more interested in what's actually for sale. Can I ask him what his I'd just like to ask him about his inventory, really.
Certainly. What are you looking for? Anything specific, or are you just looking for the sake of looking?
I'm looking for the sake of looking. What's your most valuable item?
Well, the most valuable item I have with me is probably this ring of teleportation.
whoa, that's pretty good.
Ooh.
If
Does he show me it? What's it look
Something
like?
that he could stow in his pocket and somehow use in his escape.
He pops out like a box under his thing, it's like over a bit of glass, and he pulls out and says, "Pop, here it is. Ring of teleportation.
Lord.
Only 5 gold."
How far does it teleport for 5 gold?
Wow.
I don't know. I've never used it.
I would be highly suspicious of a fucking
It's
magic
100%
amount of
bullshit. The ring teleports, you don't.
Teleports away, yeah. Guile leans hard on the counter and
Here we go.
raises an eyebrow at the guy.
Just flexes a little bit.
I know this kind of merchandise might impress, the regular everyday punter, but I'm looking for something a little more special.
Okay.
Raise an eyebrow.
Hmm.
Is there a check?
He rummaged around under his desk and said, how about this? A ring of jumping.
Is this the same ring?
No, it's a different ring.
That'd be so funny.
That'd be amazing.
We've got background
Just closes
music
the box and
playing.
opens it again.
Well, the ring
It's just-
teleported away, and the new one teleported in.
Second box on the desk. This is a ring of jumping.
Okay, does the ring itself look any different?
Looks very mundane. A ring. It's got a very dull, like ruby, like a really like a fake ruby almost on the ring of jumping, and then the other one has like a really fake looking sapphire.
Okay. Okay, I'm clearly wasting my time here. I can already jump. Guile turns to leave. I guess I'll
Wait.
take my business
You haven't
else.
yet. Wait. You don't know how high you can jump with this ring of jumping. Please.
How high, sir? You have one chance.
I have seen it myself. A guy has jumped near 1,000 feet into the air.
1000's pretty high, man. You should go
Pretty
for
high.
that.
Guile turns.
Yeah, but what happens when you
And
come
that's
back
pretty high.
down?
Ended up as a puddle. But yeah.
It's like in Morrowind.
Splat!
I'm intrigued by this. Absolutely.
How?
How much is this one?
This is a mere 20 gold.
20.
'Cause I know this one works.
No, this
I
one.
like how you say in the
Because I know this one.
Oh my god, this guy is the worst salesman ever.
At least he's honest.
He's both the worst
Come on,
and the best at the same time.
Oh god.
It's the first person that's probably wandered in his shop in years.
Wow.
Okay. As much as I would usually like to rob this guy, I think I can actually.
I'm just gonna grab my laptop quickly.
I'll give you 10, sir.
10? I asked for 20.
And I'm offering 10.
He closes both boxes and puts them back under his thing. I asked for 20. This
Fine.
shop don't keep itself open.
All right. I guess we'll see if you're open next time I come through town. And Guile leaves.
Wait. How about?
Carl drives a half
Opening the door. I'm halfway through the door. In the doorway.
How about we forget the rings because they're obviously out your price range. How about I've got a lovely pair of boots that might fit you.
Guile slams the door.
Oh
Open
wow!
or shut like away out of the shop.
I'm out of the shop. I'm out of the shop.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough.
Damn, not taking any shit. All right,
Oh
I'll
no,
start
we've got leads. It's okay.
Go drives the hard bargain.
Does. Okay, so where are you going to head next, Dom? Well, after
I mean, I don't know how much time's passed, but I'm right at the square. I may as well meet up with these guys.
Okay, so you'll head back over to them.
Yeah.
So we'll head to Nadia and Turi, looking for Krusk. They'll just walk through one of the gates, and they can see in front of them there's like a market to the left. You can guess Smith Alley is deeper, further to your left, past the market. To your front, you've got like the stables and like the south gate as well.
What kind of market is it again? Is it like a veg market or a
Yeah,
food
it's
market
just
or anything like that?
food really, fruit and veg.
Chickens.
Chickens. Okay. I'm gonna go over to the market and I'm gonna ask someone. I'm gonna ask someone at the store. Hello. Did you by any chance see a
I forgot about
Half-Orc
your accent.
gentleman? So yeah, big, and he was walking past just a few moments ago.
What do you look like? The yay big only is. So a lot of people yay big.
He's a half-orc gentleman, and with lots of armor, and has a crest of tear on his shield.
Being as pious as anything. saying how
Captain.
great Tyr is.
That sounds like him, yeah.
Yeah, he's over in Smith's Alley.
Excellent, thank you very much. And
Okay.
we'll head over towards Smith's Alley.
Okay, so as you're heading towards, we'll see what Krusk is up to in Smith's Alley.
Okay. So I presume I see like a blacksmith type thing.
There's plenty to pick from.
You
Cool,
really
so-
hope that you could find a blacksmith in Smith's Alley.
There's
Just an alleyway full of people named Smith.
There's at least 20 or 30 different types of
Holy
forges
shit! Is there anything
down
that
the whole alley.
distinguishes them?
Not really. There's like armor and swords and other types of weapons. Really, all the way down the alley. You could probably stumble into a shop and mostly they're dwarfs, really. But there's a few other artisans of like elven and
racist.
human and
I take offence to that.
Are there any that are bearing the symbol of Il Mater?
there's plenty of symbols of Ilmater around. I mean, for the most part, their clientele are going to be guards, sort of
Okay.
fixing their armor and stuff. So there's plenty of Ilmater symbols around.
Okay, I'll go into one which has an Il Mater symbol.
Okay, it's a human battering on is currently a piece of armor at the moment,
Okay.
shaping it on its anvil.
I'll say, good day, sir.
He looks up and says, "Hey," as he's battering away.
I'm gonna walk over to him. I'm gonna say, I require your services, my good man. And I'm gonna draw my sword from its sheath and kind of just hold it out and say, "Tell me, would you be able to work with a weapon like this?"
It's a sword. Who do you think I am?
I say, I did not mean to offend. I'm actually looking for somebody to silver my weapon. Are you the man for this?
Sorry, I don't do silvering.
I see. Do you know anybody who by chance would do silvering?
Maybe, but I doubt they'll be able to get it on your own weapon. Most of these guys are precious about their own craft.
Krusk is going to look a bit disappointed and say, I see. Well, if you could be so good as to point me towards them, I'd like to speak to them for myself.
May I ask why you want a silver sword? Because
Well, I heard that there are a tribe of were people. What is it? Is that the farm or something, isn't it?
Malaf.
Mal Farm.
Yeah.
you're going to go to Malar Farm with a silver sword and do what?
Well, I'd first like to speak
You
to
got a
them.
good point.
Please don't take this the wrong way, but me and my companions were travelling with precious cargo, you see, and
Mhm.
I'd rather it not fall into the wrong hands. But I am planning on speaking with the locals.
I mean, full disclosure there, going into a town full of were people with a silvered sword is likely to piss them off more, to be honest.
He's got a point.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you where to spend your money, but I mean, it'll probably cost you over 100 gold to get a silvered sword, if you convince someone to do it for you or buy a sword yourself. I mean, the best bet is to try and convince a wizard to make it magical for you. You're gonna try and do anything.
Are there any such wizards in this town?
I don't know. I'm a smith. I don't know wizards.
Right,
Ask
you
a
are.
wizard.
You are okay. Okay. How about something? Hold on. Could you possibly inscribe something into the metal of the sword?
What do you need? Is it what language? I can only do a handful.
Are there any kind of runic languages in D&D which look like symbol type things?
Well, I mean, you got like,
Draconic looks pretty.
yeah.
Apart from common, they're all kind of runic. To be fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a thing with that actually. Like tells you what script each language is in.
Yeah.
The player's
player
handbook
Honey has
has
a
it.
spreadsheet. Shock horror.
Elvish is quite flowy. Dwarvish is very harsh, and then Draconic looks like it's been scratched on.
I don't think I speak any words. Okay, I'll say to it. I don't suppose you speak any languages other than common. Do you?
Well, I've been around in my time.
Oh well. How? I'd basically like. No, we'll do an Orcish. I'll kind of like.
Orcish. No, you're really pushing me there.
It's okay. I know Orcish. I can draw out the symbols for you.
Okay.
Apparently,
And,
Orcish is in
if
Dwarvish
you're-
script, apparently.
Oh,
Yep.
disgusting. Okay.
Wow. Poor racism.
Okay.
I mean, dude.
I'll say that loud. I'll say, well, my friend, if I draw out the symbols for you, could you possibly describe it into the base of like the blade of my weapon?
Near the hilt,
Yes.
where the crossguard, where the blade is, where the crossguard meets.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I
Alright.
can certainly do that. What do you want it to say? How many words? Because I charge per word, per letter. Sorry. How many letters?
I'm trying to think what I want on my sword now.
Krusk was here.
Why?
It's not the kind of thing you should have thought about before you started this conversation.
While you're deciding, Turi and Nadia would have probably seen you fumble around with this human.
Aw, I was really hoping to be able to ask a smith just to be like, has there been a Half-Orc here and did he ask you about your family?
Yeah, so you.
Oh, well, I spot him.
He's a tall half-orc in not really looking in place of everyone else who looks busy, and he doesn't look very busy. So
Yeah, well, I would go over unless Nadia wants to look at anything beforehand.
Nadia is generally looking around at all of the armor and weaponry,
Mhm.
but unless there's anything that's like particularly nice, she isn't want to stop.
there's certainly well-crafted pieces of weapons and armor around.
Yeah.
If it's better than your own, probably about equal quality. To be fair, you probably want to go to Gone Village. Would probably be your best bet to get real high-quality stuff.
Yeah, she has no problem with her current weapons, like they're not broken or damaged in any way. So yeah, she'll like give an appreciative look to any of like the well-crafted weapons that she sees, but she's not like slowing down with any particular intent.
That's fair.
We'll happily follow Turi.
So unless Turi, you stop anywhere, you see Krusk trying to write out whatever word he wants.
I found something. I had to Google Bible quote.
How many letters is it?
I've got it down slightly, so I'm just going to say, blessed are
Why
those.
in the Roll20 chat?
Okay, hang on.
Probably easier.
Wise decision.
So we've got 7 letters.
Wow.
Can I do that in small inscriptions at the bottom? I've cut down the quote I found.
Oh, it's just on Roll20.
Is that going to fit on a sword?
It doesn't have to be massive. We can just do like.
I mean,
What
I'm
sword do
trying.
you
Is
use?
it going up it?
What sword do you use? Longsword?
it's a long sword, yeah.
It would
No
definitely
way.
fit on a flipping
Yeah,
longsword.
it'll fit on a long sword.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had in my head you were using a short sword.
No. I don't like short swords. Like as a person, I don't.
Yeah,
like.
it's a
Nothing wrong
it's
with
a
a good
long
short sword.
Dude, that's offensive to Romans.
Yeah, what's wrong with short swords?
it's over 30 letters. So it'll take about 5 gold.
No
So
problem. How long would it take? May I ask as well?
give him an hour or 2.
An hour or 2. No problem. So I'll unsheath the sword and hand it over to him, and I'll also give him 5 gold. And I'll say, do you mind if I stay with you a while and speak to you while you work? I have some questions about your town.
I'm going to be busy on this. There won't be much for talking.
I see.
So yeah,
Okay.
so Turi and Nadia are there.
Oh, Krusk, there you are.
Ah, Turi. I was just requisitioning the services of this fine gentleman.
Oh, excellent. What have you found?
What have I found? He is the master of the craft, is what I found.
No, but you went out looking for information of how we're going to get to Gone Village.
Oh,
Yeah, why
oh
don't you
yes.
stable?
Yes, about that. There's a stable here. We need to go there and speak to the stableman there.
Excellent. Did you find anything about our travels? Maybe some dangers along the way that we should prepare for?
Well, there is a tribe of werepeople at the farm
You didn't
who
say
are.
The farm.
I don't know. There are werepeople there. Well,
I see.
they may not be our enemy. I think we should. I would very much like to stop and speak to them on the way.
I'm going to lean into the guy who's working. I'm just going to say, do you by any chance know how to deal with were people in case they get a bit violent? I have not met a were person, but it does not seem like something that would be normally dealt with.
Nadia is face palming. like this. She's
I do
standing
not know
there.
much about the world. Do not be upset with me.
Well, they're obviously in need if they're werepeople. They must be cursed. So perhaps we should see what we can do for them.
To deal with werepeople, you either need a silver sword, which I highly don't recommend if you ever go to Malar Farm, because they're not going to like that at all. Or a magic weapon of some kind. They can really cut through the whatever they have. I don't
Does
know.
anyone do magic weapons here?
Not me. Go ask someone else.
Yes, but could you point me in the right direction?
You're in Smith's Alley. Guess.
So I'm going to look around now for some kind of signage that looks more mystical than the others.
Okay. You don't really see a smith that's doing mystical stuff. You do see a tattoo shop that has mystical signs.
Yep, I'm
You
going.
can see your weapons, aren't they? So, you know.
Harry, that's not a smith's shop.
But they have... He said about magic weapons, and this is Smith's Alley, and that looks like...
I don't think the tattoo person's going to be able to help us. I mean, maybe. It's worth...
I mean, I don't know. I can ask.
You can absolutely ask if you want to.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop you asking, but can I remind you that we were here to look for a stables? That's not a stables.
Okay,
Of course.
how about...
Nadia, you go look for stables. Me and Krusk talk to tattoo people.
Okay, on that eye roll, we'll head
Oh, see, I totally walked into
Okay, so on that eye roll, we'll head to Nadia, Thoradin, and eventually Guile. So,
Not
People-
Nadia.
sorry, not Nadia, Talari.
Talari.
So too many names.
So many.
So Thoradin and Talari, you're seeing the people get prepared for the stretch, the rack. They're all prepared in the same way. So they all start off with the rope taut, but not at them at any stretched. And eventually, the way it works is that they all turn the same amount every single time. So it's the same increments for everybody. Eventually, as time goes on, it's a very agonizing, lots of screaming, lots of cheers from the crowd as they think that people are going to be popping and other nasty things going on. You do certainly see at least two shoulders get dislocated, a knee pop out of its place, a hip will probably pop out at some point, and eventually one of the people's arms are going to be ripped off completely. And it is as pretty gushing and gory as you can really expect. There is just blood spurting out of the poor man's arm. So at the moment now there was 2 men and 2 women left. There's now 2 women and 1 man left out of the people who succeeded, and all the blood's like coming out. What the clerics do for this unfortunate person who's lost his arm, all they do is just cauterize the wound. They don't seem to cast any restoration magic to try and get the arm back. So they cauterize the wound, stop the bleeding, and then they carry him off to be looked after. The other people get helped off the racks, and yeah, they look very. They help get their limbs and stuff pop back into place, and there's lots of blood everywhere still. I don't know if you would have moved back a bit or forward a bit.
Forward.
You're already on the front.
I would have been
row,
cheering.
so-
Right, yeah, there's nowhere to move.
Yeah, so it's pretty gruesome.
I would like to break from the crowd and head for the bank.
Back.
I will
Okay.
probably break from the crowd as well.
Off into the
And
bank.
Ask one of the guards if there's a tattoo place nearby.
Yeah. So he basically points to Smith's Alley, and that there's plenty
Yeah.
of tattoo shops along Smith's Alley.
Oh wait. I'm gonna ask specifically a magic tattoo place. A magical tattoo place.
I don't go down there very often. There's one near Smith. There's bound to be at least 1 or 2 down Smith's Alley if you want.
Alright, sweet. I had the
Out
Talari?
of interest, do we
Uh-huh.
would cure wounds bring his arm back? Like put his
No.
Like if I
No.
put his arm and attached it to the area and cured around it, would that not work?
No. You
I
need
think
something like Greater Restoration.
Yeah, restoration grows limbs back. I think it's like.
Well, I wasn't going to grow it back.
Fourth
I
or
was
fifth level you got to
basically-
get to.
I was going to kind of hunter it and put his arm there and then like
You can say
heal
that.
the
Mending.
wound and
Yeah.
just basically use cast wound, cure wounds. So hold the arm near the joint, cast cure wounds, and hopefully that it sort of fuses together.
Well, if that was the case, then the clerics would have done that.
Okay, that's fine. If they
I
can't do
mean,
it, then they can't do it.
So it's you probably need to ask, but it's certainly symbolic of the moment. You know, the fact that his arm gets ripped off and he's not.
I was about to say, it's quite possible they won't heal the injury because it's a mark of honour. These people are doing this
That's
willingly.
what they sign up for.
Yeah.
You can
That's,
probably assume it's.
That's
It's
a
an
mark
arm
of your
purpose.
god's favour, or
Yeah.
possibly disfavour, given that they lost the competition. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, they were chosen to compete, so it's probably counts as a mark of honour.
Yeah. Do you want to? Are you going to stay here and continue watching the third challenge, or are you going to
You
go
can
with
prevent
I'll
me.
stay.
Paladin or
I'll stay.
or Guile? You'll stay.
I'll stay.
Okay. So, as you're there, I can tell you what they're preparing next. Well, so you can imagine in full gory detail
Set the scene.
of what it kind of look like. Last time. Okay, so they're preparing crucifixes. Thanks.
God.
Oh no.
It's pretty brutal.
Literally like
not gonna
sword.
lie.
This is definitely not cool. We need to get to the bottom of this.
It's strange. So we'll go to Guile going into the bank. So
Mhm.
in the bank, it's very ornate, kind of looking inside, for quite an unassuming building. There's a huge, like, circular symbol of Joaquin in the middle. She's the god of trade and commerce and stuff. There's at least 4 teller stations open out of probably about 5 or 6, and there's not much for queue because they're all watching the spectacular thing behind you.
Mhm.
So you could probably go up to a teller and
Yep,
If
I'm
you
gonna
wish.
head up to a teller.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume this works. Like I just tell them the name, and they've got the account.
yeah. So you say your name and the city that you were registered or born in. So your Guile thingy, and then that's how they identify you.
Okay.
How
I
may
give
I
them
be
the
of
information.
service?
What
What can I do
Did
for
we
you?
decide on mask off in the end? Mask on?
So you're from Teartown. That's
Oh,
your
from Teartown.
place
Got
of
it.
birth. Maskon is another city that's
Yeah. Okay, so Guile Fawkes from
Carl Fawkes. Oh my God.
he would have registered with that name. I don't. What age do people register?
It's up to the parents or from whenever you register you want. So it could be whatever name you wanted, really.
So could he have changed it since it was registered? Is my
Yeah.
question. Okay, yeah, Guile Fawkes of Teartown. I'd like to withdraw everything, please. Which I calculated today at 59 gold.
Oh,
Okay. You do realize that any withdrawals over 25 gold will have to be confirmed first.
Confirmed by what?
Well, you have to go and count the gold and bring it. I mean, otherwise you don't have the money. We can't give it to you.
25 will be nice. 25 will do nicely.
Okie doke. So he prepares. He takes your name with a withdrawal of 25 gold pieces, and off you go. And gives it and hands it over to you.
59
wanna-
minus 25 is 34. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Go on.
So have a good day. Is there anything else can help you?
Oh, no. All good. All good. Head back outside.
Okay, look. As you're heading back out, you see a teller carrying a big heavy bag into the middle of the symbol and teleport.
Oh, they all teleport away, or do they throw the bag in?
Him with the bag teleports
Him with the bag. Noted.
from the middle of the thing.
Okay, you can hop to someone else, but I'm heading back for the oddity shop.
Okay.
Oh no.
I've made him stew long enough.
He's intrigued
Okay.
me.
So
God.
we'll head to the Thoradin gets to the tattoo shop independently of Krusk and Turi getting there, but you all pretty much get there at the roughly the same time from waiting for Krusk's thing to be done, and he talks to the dude.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
we all.
walk in.
So wait, do we all see each other? Are you ignoring us?
Tattoo shop. Oh, are you getting tattooed as well, guys?
No.
Hello,
we're-
Thoradin.
in
How's
all
the
honesty, I'm not
spectacle?
sure why we're here.
We should be getting a group tattoo here. This is what we should be doing.
I am more looking for a sort of magic item to see if they can do something with my daggers, but you can get the tattoo. You go ahead.
How was the competition?
Awesome. Loads of blood, loads of guts, loads of gore.
Blood,
Oh,
gore.
fascinating.
Were they
my kind of show.
were they okay?
Yeah, they seemed okay. The cleric sorted them out. One guy lost some limbs, but
Oh,
who
really?
cares? Who cares?
That's interesting. That's impressive. Stretcher. Mechanical wise. Let us go in the shop. Yes.
Yes, I have some questions for the man in here.
I would allow that maybe, Krusk, no offense, but maybe let me lead. I just feel that he probably doesn't want to be questioned about his family or nothing.
Krusk will wave Turi ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. So you see like a young male attendant there. You see a very heavily, you can assume he's a wizard, like in the back with like the tattoo set, all the needles, and tattooing one person at the moment. You do see on the wizard's tattoos, some of them are swirling, like a tempest, like almost like a whirlpool type thing.
The
Sort of
gifts.
storm.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Kind of like a gif.
Gift tattoo. That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So, yeah, so that's happening at the moment. The attendant says, "How may I help you, people?"
Hello. I know you are a tattoo shop, but I was wondering if I could get possibly my daggers enchanted.
Whoever told you this place could do that?
Well, I figure if you can magically enhance ink, why not my weapons?
Makes sense, I guess.
Do you want your daggers to swirl and stuff?
I mean, do you have any other enchantments?
I mean, I don't know. Ask our tattoo artist is busy at the moment, but I think all he does is swirls and like the painting and moving paintings and stuff.
Okay, well, I'll check with him, and if not, I have a friend here, gestures to Thoradin, that is very interested in tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you happy to wait? It will probably be another few minutes.
It's okay. We got time.
Okay. With that, we'll head to Nadia, heading towards the stables of, I assume the Southgate stables, because that would be the closest.
Yeah, she'll be heading towards whichever ones like that she saw from the market, given that those are literally the only ones that she knows where are.
Yeah, so you've got the Eastgate ones is where you came in from, and the Southgate ones as well. So you can head to the Southgate ones, because they were near the market.
Yeah, probably the Southgate ones. Although, remind me in which direction we're leaving this town?
It's like southeast.
You'll be heading like south, yeah. You're probably
Okay,
heading
yeah.
out the Southgate.
Yeah, in which case then she'll definitely go to the Southgate, because if you're leaving going south, then you probably want to leave from the Southgate, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Makes sense.
So you see at the stables, you see many a horse and cart. There's a very multitude of different types of carts. Some very fancy for very posh people. Some very basically like buses almost, like in terms of like their quality, where it's just more like just for the matter of fitting on as many people as possible. There's horses for sale, so if you wish, you could buy a horse. There's also a fairly dilapidated cart for sale as well. I could fit the group.
Would it contain the group? That's the problem. If it's dilapidated, you've got a big half-orc in the heavy armor. I mean, And got
I
their
do
stuff
wait
sorted
quite
ways.
a lot.
Yeah. Is there somebody running the whole thing, or like
There's
a
certainly
board that says what the prices are, or
there's certainly stable boys around that you could ask about that. There's no really look of authority there at the moment, or like someone who looks like they're going to take you somewhere.
yeah. Well, I figured that if it's a large establishment, then there might be somebody who's sort of overseeing it. But if she can't spot anyone who looks like they're in charge, then she will nab one of the stable boys.
Mhm. Okay, so he
Hey
looks-
lad.
Hello. Which horse is yours?
None of them. I was hoping that me and my friends will be able to get passage down to Malar Farm.
Okay. I'm sorry, but we only store the horses here, unfortunately. But if you head to the inn, I'm sure you'll find a cartsman of sorts to hire, maybe. I'm sorry, I can't be any more of help, but I'm not really here to run the thing.
That's all right. Where's the inn?
He points more to the east, and it's the eye to the head to the top of you. Where I'll move your character.
Yeah, I can see
Yep.
it. In which case, she'll say thanks to him and walk off further up the street to go to the inn.
Okay, so in the inn, it's quite cautious. This inn is called. I've got it here for. This is called the Broken Scabbard. Okay, so in the Broken Scabbard, you go in, and there's pretty much plenty of people around that look like they deal with horses all the time, because either they're quite bow-legged because they're riding the horse.
Yeah,
It's generally like. If you're on a horse quite a lot, you generally get that look.
you do. You end up looking like you've got barrel between your knees, regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, so there's plenty of people around that you can have that you can probably proposition and talk to. There's other people around. You can probably talk to the innkeeper. He'll probably be able to point you to a handful of people.
So that's probably what she's gonna do. She's probably gonna ask the innkeeper.
Mhm.
Tell him what she's looking for, and ask to be pointed in the right direction.
So it says to Malar Farm. You probably were looking
And
to
then
pay
some.
a bit of a premium to Malar Farm because people are a bit spooked by. You know who's there, right? You know who Malar is.
She nods.
Fair enough. I mean,
Well,
generally.
they must trade, right? It's not like we're stopping there. I mean, if someone's going past, then yeah, sure, that's fine.
I certainly.
But that's just the next stop on the road.
Mhm. Certainly. Generally, people try to go the long way around. If you're is your journey of any important? Are you trying to get there quickly at all? Because I would recommend avoiding Malar Farm if you could.
Quick would be preferred, unfortunately.
Okay, I understand. There is a dude who would be willing, probably like you to help you, but just be aware he's a bit strange. just put out there, he's likely to be a bit inappropriate at times. If you're okay with that, then give it a go.
That's not gonna end well.
Yeah, she's like raising an eyebrow, like strange how.
He likes to say weird things. He likes to make weird rhyming words, but they don't really rhyme.
He's just getting steadily more and more baffled.
Oh no, please, we need this guy.
Yeah, I want to definitely talk to this.
Yeah, I'm
guy.
also curious to meet him.
I suppose if he's the only person going that way, then
I mean, it's probably your best shot of agreeing. A lot of people are spooked by, what's there.
yeah,
I mean,
that's fair
generally
enough.
speaking, the people I've seen have been alright, but I mean, superstitions are superstitions.
Well, they must trade like everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, you find people of the good persuasion tend to avoid the place.
That doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm. So he points you to the eccentric person, and so it's a halfling man,
Mm-hmm.
and he's currently sat there giggling to himself to his beer that he's got.
Nadia's gonna go over, sort of look down at him, and given he's a halfling sat down, it's quite a way to look, and then sit down on a, like, if there's a stool or a bench or whatever nearby, sit down, basically, so that the both halves of this conversation don't get horrendous crick in their neck.
Hello, cello. Hello, hello.
Hello, I've been told you might be able to help me.
How so? Now so.
Some friends of mine.
I hate him. Don't bring him with us.
Some friends and I are heading down to Gone Village, and the quickest way is through Malar Town, and I've heard you're the only carter who will take us.
I suppose. I knows.
Will you
How can
take
I be
us?
How quickly do you want to be there? Or square?
I fucking love this guy.
I want to make him not be able to rhyme a word, but I thought I mean.
Just go to purple, you know.
See if you can find him, see if you can get him to try and rhyme the word orange, because it doesn't rhyme in
Unless he's been watching Eminem.
Orange.
Yeah.
True, he doesn't
Outrageous.
rhyme. He doesn't rhyme properly, as it were. We'd like to get there fairly fast, I think.
I can get you in there in a day, my way.
Right.
For a-
How long
for
does
a
it
price.
usually take?
Fair nice.
How long does it usually take?
People don't usually go there, so it's quicker than so it's quicker than walking, talking.
Does he do
Yeah,
that
she's going to
movement
shrug.
as
She
well?
hasn't got any argument with it's quicker than walking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she hasn't got any argument with it's quicker than walking. And you say, what's the price?
2 gold per person.
Matt, I have no context for this. Is this a very steep price? Is this a cheap price? Is it a reasonable price?
It's pretty reasonable for a day per person. I mean, you're looking at what, 10 gold for the trip for horses and
12.
provisions. It's 12.
And the carts are going back the other way, presumably.
Yeah, I mean it's fairly reasonable. It's a lot cheaper than someone who didn't want to go to Malaf.
Certainly, yeah.
Would have made you pay.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, no, I just had no idea whether it was, like, what kind of price that was. But if that's
That's
a
fair.
fairly reasonable price, she'll sort of nod
Mhm.
and say, is that a day, what, with a stop overnight, or set off in the morning and be there by the evening?
The second, my weekend.
She's going to put her face at that one, because that definitely weren't a word.
Oh, wow.
I told you it was bad at rhyming.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Trying so hard not to laugh.
You're don't know why you're bothering nobody
Yeah,
else.
what's the point?
Oh, so good.
This is quite funny. Yeah, she'll say, well, I'll have to round up my compatriots, but
How many? By the way, no way, please, Louise. But character, not to you directly.
yeah. She's gonna hold up 6 fingers. That's definitely not 6 fingers.
That'll do.
All right, that'll do.
That's true.
Yeah, well, we'll have to find the rest of them. Gods only know where they've got them to by now. But if you're willing to take us, then we're definitely willing to go. Would you be willing to take us further than Malar Town?
For more gold, for sure.
Well, if we don't have to go to the bother of finding somebody else in Malar's Sound to take us to the next village, then so much the better. Obviously.
I'll check my horse, of course.
Of course. Shall I meet you back here this evening?
Yes.
And we can arrange a time.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful.
My horse.
And to avoid any further baffling conversation, Nadia is going to go back, probably to the tattoo shop to see if these guys have finished pissing around yet.
Okay.
If they're not there, she'll just go back to the market.
That's fair.
But yeah, she'll go back to like the tattoo shop.
Okay, that's fine. We'll
You're gonna get so sick of keeping that NPC's random speech.
Yes,
We're
we
going
need
to
a
keep him
character.
the whole campaign.
He's literally
yeah,
going to be
make
talked
sure-
to the entire trip.
how much for some rhyming words.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll quickly pop to Guile, heading into the oddity shop. Quickly popping in probably to Talari to see that she's still there and nothing else has happened apart from the crucifixes being erected at the moment. Pop into the oddity shop and the guy looks at you strangely and says, "You left."
I return ready to barter.
Okay.
15 gold for the ring of jumping.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't check his hand. I need to see a demonstration first.
You're not going to get one from me. You have to-
Why not? You don't believe in your own product?
I've seen it work. I believe in my own product.
Then why should I believe in your product?
So I believe in my product. Look, I'll leave it with you. This ring requires what the magic users like to call attunement,
Oh.
and for attunement to work, you need to. It takes about an hour or so to
They love their
really
fancy words, don't they?
absorb all the magically gooey goodness-y thing that wizards like to spurt on about. I know it works 'cause I've seen the guy use it and he sold it to me afterwards.
hmm So you bought this after a demonstration yourself?
Yes, that was the proof of it working. I
Then
bought
then
it
you
off
must
them.
understand it's reasonable for me to require my own proof.
Well, no, because he was already going to sell it to me, so that's why I asked for proof. But now I know what it is, so I can sell it to you.
I would love a demo.
But as I said, it needs attunement. I'm not attuned.
Oh, how long does this attunement take?
It takes about an hour, really.
All right.
I'm not going to sell it to you without, I don't know, without you buying it. So, and you can't walk away with it. So,
Well, you could attune to it and then demo it for me.
I don't want to do
I
that.
don't see any other customers in here. You don't seem too busy.
Fine. To make a sale, I'll do it. And you see him go under the table, pull out the ring of jumping, and he puts on another ring, and then he pulls it out and says, "Look, okay, I'm going to tune to this ring," and puts on the other ring, and for the next hour, he's going to focus on.
We sit and stare at each other.
He's going to focus on the ring and prepare really. Okay. So we'll head to the other guys in the tattoo shop.
Mhm.
So the wizard would have finished his client, and he walks out with like a sunshine coming out of like clouds. Is like the tattoo.
That's cool, I guess.
And like he leans back in his chair with like a little bit of a pipe and says, "Am I do you three?"
Oh, no.
Do
I'm,
you guys want to go first? Because I'm actually getting tattoo.
Couples
as
tattoo.
in-
I could do couples tattoo.
I mean, we love a group tattoo.
No, not for me, good wizard. Actually, no, after we asked. I do have some questions. Could I borrow your assistant, if that's not too much trouble?
Why do you want my assistant?
Just to have a chat about something.
Are you gonna buy something? Are you gonna buy a tattoo from me?
Listen, I'm buying a tattoo.
He's
Just
my
buying
friend's
a
here
tattoo.
applying tattoo.
Just answer some of the questions.
But he's not buying a tattoo, so I don't want to listen to him.
Okay. I'll buy the tattoo first, and then they can ask you some questions after. Fair deal.
What do you want?
So basically, kind of what we discussed, Matt.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, so for the 3 auras,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking once I go into a rage,
Mm-hmm.
for it to glow as well, possibly.
So mechanically, it will glow separately because of the matter. The magic will glow because of your rage. What the tattoo will do is it won't necessarily glow, but it will identify which of the
Auras are
auras
selected.
are selected that will glow. So each of the 3, I think it's 3 auras will glow a specific color
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay.
as part of your rage anyway. So you
Sweet.
don't need to have it magically glow.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So what 3 shapes did you want? Because you've got a sea one,
Desert, sea,
desert
and
one,
tundra.
and tundra. So you go like a snowflake
Yeah, so I got
Tundra?
like a snowflake.
or a tree for tundra. Do you want
Maybe like a mountain.
mountain for tundra?
But then
Yeah.
mountain tundra? What is tundra? Tundra is just
It's like Arctic.
short.
Arctic, yeah.
Yeah, you could have
Yeah.
mountain.
Forest type,
Mountain would work.
mountainous region. Sort of rough-ish.
Yeah, I'll go a mountain.
It's often rocky, low grass, very few
Yeah.
trees. Like quite a windswept kind of.
You get a snowman for it.
Yeah.
Often,
Sorry,
often
Snowman.
covered in
That-
snow.
That doesn't work with Thoradin.
Just get
We'll
a
go with a
pic-
mountain because he is a mountain dwarf.
just get a
Yeah.
picture of Elsa for the tundra, you'll be fine.
Oh
Yep.
god.
So you can have a mountain or
Yeah, then a
tundra.
sea would have like a wave or something.
so 3 wavy lines.
Yeah.
And then desert. Do you want like
Could do a desert.
3 like the almost like a
Swirls?
wind
Like,
swirls?
yeah, that works.
So
I'm guessing they could be like color orientated. Like desert could be like golden or
Yeah.
so it could be blue and that sort of
yes, certainly that can happen. So the way that this will work is that on level up, you will decide which of the auras you've picked, and your tattoo will morph to change that. What basically tattoo artist is going to do is do 3 illusions on top of each other that on a specific event that you can decide to change. So you can almost in fact change at every long rest if you wanted to. You could change change the tattoo at every long rest.
Nice.
But for reality, you're really only going to want to change on level up if you want to
Yeah.
identify what your aura is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is going to be
Oh, didn't it?
because it's 3 tattoos on top of each other, and they're magic tattoos. It's going to be 5 gold per tattoo
That's fine. 15.
Okay. because it will take a couple hours and a bit of magic involved. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Just conversation.
where about on your body do you want?
Did we say where the mark of the god is? Is it the
so it's
chest?
the left chest.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe right chest, right
You want
pec.
to mirror it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that can happen.
Go with that.
Certainly. So he wants payment first.
Yeah, I'll give him chuck him the gold.
Okay,
It's fine.
so you pay the man, and he begins his magic.
Okay.
And so you see him prepare the needles. He'll what's the word I'm looking for? Clean them with like fire.
Sterilize.
Sterilize the word. It will
Yeah.
sterilize the needles to make obviously show his worth. And obviously you're not going to get infected with anything. And then he begins his work. It's a little bit painful, but you're used to tattoos, so it's it's just the normal process for you. You're pretty relaxed. So you two can talk to him
Cool.
if you want.
So I was going to say to him, so how long have you lived in Ilmater town for quite a while?
Oh, fuck's sake.
No, this has a purpose. It's not just lies. Exactly.
I travel from place to place, but I've been here a couple of years, yeah.
All right, we came across quite an interesting competition type thing when we came into the town. Just wanted to sort of get your thoughts on it. Is this quite common in this town?
What the tournament? That tournament of
Yeah.
like triathlon
Mhm.
mess. It's only been happening, from what I've heard, over the past 10 years. It's really gotten worse. Like proper gory shit. I mean, I've
Oh.
always heard that they do this kind of weird thing, but I've never heard them to do racks where limbs come out.
Alright, so
And,
Krusk
like,
has
crucifixion. Do you know the third task is crucifixion? That's fucking insane, man.
So Krusk is going to start getting like a bit pissy. He's going to say crucifixions, as in they crucify the contestants.
So
Yeah.
what is crucifixion? What I do not understand.
So you have a huge wooden stick, like timber, on stood up with like
Right.
a crossbeam,
Oh,
and
okay.
the person is hung up on it with metal nails in their wrists.
Oh,
in
interesting.
their
Very
ankles.
interesting.
It's not interesting.
It's very
This
gruesome.
is sick. This is outrageous. Does no one say anything? This is basically torture.
Oh, They all
Well, it's-
survive.
It makes sense with their god.
Torture.
but they're willingly putting themselves through torture. I don't
Well,
understand.
The
you
winner
know.
becomes a priest of Ilmater. So, I mean, if they want to do that, then all for them.
If,
But you said it wasn't always like this, right? So what's changed now that you have to do these
I don't
competitions?
know.
Hmm.
It's not my decision.
Do you know
Ask
who
the
was
church.
behind the church? I always distract the church.
well, Krusk, if you want to, after I ask this gentleman, we can go to the church.
yes. Let's do that, Terry. Let's
Okay,
go.
okay.
Have that with
So, before we go, just one
know him
question:
well.
Do you enchant any weapons or magic items ever?
Unfortunately, I'm an illusionist.
Oh,
So
well, never mind. Bye. And she's going to leave.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I want to go to the. Oh wait, I'm going to turn to Thoradin and say, are you okay to stay here with getting your tattoo?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I enjoy the pain.
yeah. So it'll
Maybe
be
she
there
would
for at least a couple hours.
Alright,
where
I'll head to the
Nadia
church
would
in that time.
she would have come to there, but with Talari and Krusk. No, Tiri and Krusk. You guys have two similar names.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Turygurtha and Krusk gone, with Thoradin currently get his tattoo.
Yeah.
But Nadia, you can come in.
Oh yeah, she'll stick her head in. And be like, oh, you are still here.
To you, Thoradin.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just me.
throw
It's
it
just
in.
me in there.
Just
Yeah,
you.
it's just me. I'm getting my tat. Love and life here. I'll meet up with you. Where are you guys gonna be?
I'll tell you what, when you're done, is this going to take a while?
Another hour or so.
When you're done, if you meet us down at the inn, it's Broken Scabbard?
Sweet.
Yeah. Because I have managed to find us someone who's willing to take us. Yeah, so if you meet us at the inn, I said we'd meet in there. Where have the others gone?
To the church.
Oh, right.
That's what they said.
That's back
Yeah.
by the main square, isn't it?
Yeah, so it'll be the same place as it was in Tier Town, which is in the main.
Yeah.
CH, I assume.
Well, I suppose I better go and find them then.
I'll meet you at the inn then.
Yeah, I'll meet you if you're gonna. Yeah, if this is gonna take ages, then yeah, just meet us
Yeah.
at the inn.
So, Free and Krusk, you come along to the square on your way to the church. You
Okay.
see Talari looking very odd at the people being prepared for
Kind
the
of
crucifixion. So
Just kind of like
three crucifixes being prepared.
she's kind of looking at it, like sort of studying it, like sort of hand on the face, like.
Mm.
I said, sorry, what's going on here? They're crucifying the participants.
Yes, it would appear so.
Curry is also going to start looking at the crucifixion and saying, "Ah, I understand now."
Are people still cheering that?
Well, they're going to be prepared, so there's like people are off getting like drinks and stuff.
I'm gonna grab someone getting a drink. I'm gonna say, is this a spectacle for you people? Do you enjoy this?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome, really. And would you go up there yourself?
Hell no, I'm not a fool.
So you'll find you just enjoy the suffering of others. Is that what it is?
You are in Ilmater Town, right? We are built. We live to endure, and they endure for the best of us.
Endurance is different to deliberately putting yourself through suffering. You know, if I had to make someone undergo endurance, I'd make them carry a rock or something. You know? Trust me, I know about endurance. I've endured a lot of things in my life, but I would never inflict something on myself like this. When did this start happening?
I don't know, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't set the rules, man. I just here to watch.
I'm gonna kind of lean into him and say, "You can be better than this." Okay, I want you to reflect on your life history.
Sorry, I got Krusk. And his enduring faith.
So
what's
you
your
think I
name?
should go in the front row? 'Cause that's a better view.
No.
That is being better.
You misunderstand me. You can be better to yourself. You owe it to yourself to become a better person.
I'm gonna tap Krusk on the shoulder at this point and go, Krusk.
I'm gonna be like, wait, hang on a minute, Terry. I'm in the middle of something.
Okay.
Talari would be in earshot of this as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, I'll say to him,
Let
look,
me know when I catch them up, by the way.
I'll say, look, are you married? Do you have a family or children or anything?
Yeah, I have a wife.
Yeah. Can you imagine if your wife was up there getting crucified?
No, she's not really that holy.
All right, Krusty's gonna just shake his head and say, "Do not worry. I understand that there is some evil influencing you here. Yes, that must be the reason."
I mean, you're the one judging me for my god. I mean, who's your god? Tyr.
Tori's definitely walking over to the church at this point, trying to avoid this conversation.
Nadia would be coming up on this now.
Okay.
Yeah, Nadia has noticed where Krusk is because there's always a commotion where Krusk is. And that is like quite tall, so she's sauntering over.
While they're heading to their bits, I'll say, what he's asking you, Tyr. Yeah, I'll say, well, yes, it's Tyr, the god of justice. And that's what I stand for, justice, not this. And I was kind of like wave in disgust at the crucifixes going up.
Yeah, and I stand for endurance, so piss off.
Nadia is going to tap Krusk on the shoulder and be like, Krusk,
Nadia.
and beckon him sort of away from this guy.
I'm gonna say, okay, hang on. I'm gonna turn back to the guy. I'm gonna clasp his shoulder and say, everyone deserves a second chance, my friend. I hope you find yours. And then I'm gonna turn.
She's gonna put her hand on his shoulder and like pull him.
Okay, I'll allow myself to be pulled away from this guy.
Fold her arms and say, "You're perfectly happy with me volunteering to get into a fight for your god."
Whoa! When was I happy with that?
There was an entire tournament about it.
Hey, I wasn't in favour of the tournament. Okay, I was there for other reasons.
But did you kick up a fuss?
Noble combat is different to willingly subjecting yourself to torture.
Why?
The justice in the land requires, a strong right arm to to strike and a strong left arm to defend. Okay.
Can you
please be gesturing like with your right hand
and
with your left arm?
So like on mine like a swing. It's like a strong right arm of justice must be willing to strike where there is evil, and then I'll put out my shield and like clank it down in front of me. I'll say the strong left arm of justice must be willing to defend those in need.
So it's okay because it's practice for fighting evildoers.
Well, yes, it is. Yeah.
Despite the fact that people get hurt.
There is a difference here, Nadia. I wish you could see
it.
No. There is a difference.
Despite the fact that people willingly go and get hurt.
There's a
The
difference.
way the hurt is inflicted means your god is right and this lot are evil.
Right. There's a difference between if you go to war and get injured in war compared to if you get captured and torture someone, right? So in both cases you're getting injured. But
oh yeah, if somebody tortures somebody unwillingly,
so
that would be one thing, but those people all want to be there.
No, they don't.
What do you mean they don't? Nobody was forcing them.
Krusk is going to clench his fist and just look down and say, this isn't right. These people, we must...
Nobody is forcing them to do that. They're all there perfectly willingly.
No, this is what here must have meant. This is where we start our good work, and I'm going to start towards the church.
Krusk.
Nadia.
And he's walking up. She's going to hang on to him while I'm Krusk.
Yep.
Your god is not the only god in the world. His values are not the only set of values people follow. Stop making an absolute ass of yourself.
You've been chosen for this mission as well.
Very
Not
tried
to
your
fight
best.
here.
It was mine.
No, it was not. Do you think I do not know my god? And she's hanging on to him, like just below the elbow. Not particularly tightly, but she definitely looked pretty angry. Do you think I do not know my god? And she's like properly like staring him in the eyes.
Okay, I'll say
I'm edging myself towards them, by the way, just so you know.
I've literally already gone towards
You're in
the
the
church.
presence of them, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
feel free to talk when
Cool.
I'll just say okay.
Just gonna move Turi.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to insult your god, but you have to understand that what is happening here isn't right. I know it. Every bone in my body tells me that there's something wrong here, and I will oppose it with all my strength.
She's gonna like take a deep breath, let go of his arm, and say, "You sounded an awful lot like you wanted to insult me. You sound an awful lot like you're insulting these people too.
Sorry, say again. An awful lot like what?
You sound an awful lot like you're trying to insult me. You sound an awful lot like you're trying to insult these people too. Most people don't really take it kindly if you tell them their god isn't much.
That's not what I'm saying.
They give their lives to worshipping Ilmater, the same way you give your life to worshipping Tyr.
That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm going to go to the church and get to.
That's what you sound like you're saying.
Well, that's one interpretation of it.
Or if I think so, and he thought so, then maybe you ought to think again.
He can be saved. I saw the
Stop digging your hole, please.
Oh my god. You're gonna get punched in the face. You do
Seriously.
Krusk is
Why
gonna lose
Nadia?
a tooth.
Look, all I want to do is go to the church, and I'm going to find out. Apparently, all of this business, I'm going to wave in disgust again at the center of the town, started 10 years ago. Clearly, endurance didn't always mean the same thing that it does to these people now. So I just want to go and find out where this has come from.
Oh,
Can you do it?
Okay, you know what, I'll go.
Possibly.
Because this
Oh,
is gonna,
sorry, Sonny.
this is
Carry on.
this is gonna cause problems for all of us.
I just
So-
want to go to...
I'm gonna cast sleep on Krusk.
On me!
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
You
Knock
don't
him
think that's going to cause a problem, Sonny?
Knocking him out because
For a
otherwise-
minute.
It's only a minute.
On me? No
Sleep
less,
them.
in the middle of a
It's
crowd.
only a
That's
minute.
kind of
He's gonna flatten someone.
Is it only a minute? I thought it was longer than that.
A minute, so I will just
No,
wake up
it's
and
only
go.
a minute.
Yeah, sleep is a
Oh.
minute.
It's
Yeah.
not that. It's a combat spell more than
Is
anything
it?
else.
Oh, that'd be so
And-
much better.
And also, as soon as he hit, he wakes back up. So.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you could
Feel free
just
to.
knock him out.
Yeah,
Feel-
He's gonna get hit.
feel free to chill him out,
That's
but
what I'm thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, you could absolutely try, but
You can
yeah,
certainly can,
go
but
for
it's
it,
only-
mate.
The most he'll ever last is a minute.
Yeah. I might just do it as like a
I mean, at this
show
point,
of the show.
Krusk is turning to walk to the
Yeah,
church.
I was gonna.
Goes
Do,
up-
so my plan.
Nadia's throwing her hands up like.
My plan is to do it as like a show of we can stop you doing stupid things.
Are you gonna?
You have-
You'll
you
wake up and continue to the church.
I have spell slots, man. I've got spell slots. Right, I'm gonna. I might as well. I'm gonna do it. I'll cast it. So I'm gonna roll. As far as I can see, it's just 5d8.
It's 5d8.
Yeah.
See how this goes.
There's no other check. How much health you got, Haiss?
I think he easily beats it. Hang on.
May not.
Sleeping
Unless you
that
got
good as a spell.
quite poorly. Yeah,
Your
but when
max-
you're focusing on a one person who's level 3, I think it'll.
Your
be...
max is 25.
So
I've got-
You still at
5'8".
25?
yeah, I'm at 25. So 5'8", you can pretty easily get to that.
He could do it.
29, 7, 26.
Yep.
We
You
fall.
just about do it.
Just.
Yeah.
You're
I did-
asleep.
So, in the middle of trying to like shrug to
No, Nadia's let
towards
him
the
go.
church. Yeah,
Nadia's let him
but
go.
like a hump almost.
Oh, right.
And like to shoulder his shield. It's completely his eyes like well back into his head and just full on collapses.
I'm gonna place.
Nadia,
I'm gonna sort of walk up to him because obviously he's gonna wake up in a minute. You better say that I've spent that slot 1 second. And then basically position myself so my face is in his face when he wakes up.
Okay. That you have
Nadia is going to jump back and be like, "Holy shit! What the?"
You most certainly have drawn more of a crowd than what people
fine.
looking at this half-orc in armor clatter to the floor. A few guards are looking your way, but nothing of intent at the moment.
I'm just going to turn to Nadia and just say, sometimes some people just need to be put to sleep. And I'm going to kneel. I'm going to kneel down, sort of at his face, and obviously, I don't know if you want to do anything before he wakes up. I suppose before I say anything to Krusk.
Nadia is basically sort of pulling faces and gesticulating, be like, "Why?" I mean,
So-
making a brat of himself, but it wasn't that bad.
So Krusk wakes up to Talari in his face.
So I'm just going to say to him, just remember, if you need to be reined in, you will be reined in.
I'll say, Talari, something happened to me. I fell asleep. I don't know what.
I think you feel it's magical.
Oh, I would feel.
Yeah,
Oh,
you would,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I would assume that it was. I'd assume it was Talari then, if I know it's
Yeah,
magic.
I think it's
Since
pretty
she's
safe.
like in my face.
I think you could be reasonably expected to infer that. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. What did you say? Because that changed. What I was gonna say.
What was it? Something along the lines of, if you
If
need to be reined in, I will rein you in.
So Krusk is just gonna stand up, kind of dust himself off, and then look at Talari and shake his head and say, "Talari, this is disappointing. This is not the way to handle disagreements."
I'm going to swirl some magic around my hand.
Can we? Nadia is going to hold both her hands up and go, "Guys, can we not?"
I was gonna hold my hand.
When Nadia says that, I'm going to put my hand down and go, at least one of us respects others. And then walks
Can
off.
we
walks
just
off.
not?
Okay, I'm
Middle
go to
of the square.
Wow, that was interesting. Well,
And she's going to follow Krusk to the church, like scowling all over her face, like, for fuck's sake.
there's a very good theological discussion going on there, I will say. Okay, so we'll head to Guile in the oddity shop.
Okay.
So the guy is like shaking his fingers. Okay, I'm ready. I think this magic's ready to work.
This other ring you mentioned, that he took off. He put that below the counter, didn't he?
So he put on 2 rings.
He put on 2 rings.
The one he pulled out specifically says this is the ring of jumping, and before he did that, he put on another ring.
What's this other ring?
This one has a green gem on it.
Did he not mention it? We'll say during the hour I made small talk about the other ring.
He avoided the ring entirely, talking about the ring of any kind. So if you tried to say, "Oh, what's that on the other hand?" You'd be like, "Oh," like I try and hide it and like, "Oh, nothing."
Very suspicious.
Okay, are they on separate fingers?
Yeah, they're on separate hands.
They're on separate hands.
Yeah, so the green one's on his left, and then the red one, which is the jumping one, on the right.
Okay. And the teleportation ring, is that still on the desk?
It's under the thing.
Can I see it one more time? The teleportation ring. Just
It's in
interested.
the glass.
Oh, it's in the glass. I thought it was.
There's like a glass thing.
But the red ring was in like a ring box, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the ring box is open under the thing, so you can see that the green one, the green teleportation one's there.
See, I had a plan, but this green ring throws it off a little bit.
I thought it would.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So gotta swipe the other ring, man.
Yeah. So for being
just
such
rob his whole shop, man.
yeah, for being such a good sport, and let's say there was a little bonding over the hour.
Uh-huh.
Guile feels compelled to give him the first 5 gold before he demos the ring, and then the other 10 gold after.
Okay.
And as a
So-
show of good faith, he wants to get the what hand's the green ring in? Sorry,
The left.
left. So Guile gets the 5 gold in his left hand, and goes for a handshake with the merchant.
Put the gold on the table. I want to check it's real.
Guile puts 1 coin on the table.
He uses his index finger. The both rings are on his like ring fingers. So you pulls out his index finger and slides the gold over and investigates it and like taps it and bites it and confirm. Oh, yeah, that's a. So and the other 4, please, for your show of faith.
Okay, he slaps it on the table and then extends his hand to shake.
Well, you wanted proof now. You wanted this whole effort of wanting proof. So I would have shaken your hand before, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do my
Before he
demonstration
put the ring
now.
on.
So he steps outside, and do you follow him outside? He says, "I'm gonna need a bit of clearance for this," you know. Did you follow him outside?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I don't have anything for this.
So he rubs his hands together and clicks his neck and says, "Right, I've only seen it done once, but I'm pretty sure this is how it works." And he basically just goes down in jump position, and he jumps easily a thousand feet in the air.
He jumps
Like,
like that.
it's like a
1,000 feet is a hell of a long
Yeah.
way up.
I think
Springboard.
a lot of us would see that, surely.
all the people in the courtyard would see. I mean, it's a bit of a spectacle seeing a man go. Pew!
Okay.
Everyone looks up, and then
That's like 300 meters. That's a hell of a
It's
jump.
got to be in the air for a decent amount of time, right?
Oh,
He's gonna rob the shop while he's gone.
No. A decent amount of time, like 1 action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast
I'll give
grease
you-
on the floor where he's gonna land.
Oh no!
You have Grease. So you see. okay,
Yeah,
sure.
I picked Arcane Trickster.
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
wow.
That
That's
is
so
evil,
good.
Dom.
So good.
Fucking hell.
That is point of inspiration. Then.
So good. That is really good.
That is
shit.
brilliant. Love it.
I don't know how the physics of that would even work.
It depends.
So he needs.
On his trajectory when he comes down. If he's
Yeah,
going straight up and straight down,
Yeah.
he might not do much until he goes to move. If he's even a little bit off, he's gonna fucking rock it.
I mean, the thing is, you've got to brace your feet to land, so no
Yeah.
matter what, it's not like his feet.
Yeah, but if the
land
force is
completely
coming
straight.
straight down, it's sideways force, the grease will affect.
Yeah, but his feet would definitely move upon landing.
I suppose it
Okay.
depends like how forcefully he lands.
And
I
his
think
centre of
this one's
gravity and all
this one's
sorts
up
of
to you,
things.
Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna like this. So as he comes back down, from what you would expect a thing to fall, he falls a lot slower.
Oh, of course. Okay, that's fine.
So it's almost like he's going down at a rate of a feather.
Oh my god.
Down, but it's a bit faster than that. But it's in that kind of realm of things. As like he lands, what's your spell save DC?
It is 12.
as he very gently lands right in the same spot he took off on, his feet kind of like slip and like he falls straight in his ass. It's almost like he tries to be all nice and graceful and like prove a point, and then as soon as his feet touch the ground, he like does the splits and like almost like you see people on ice and then just falls flat on his ass. But who the fuck put that there?
But what? The ring is clearly faulty, sir.
Wow.
You saw the rear work perfectly.
I think I
jumped
want a
1,000
ring
feet in the
where
air.
it will make me fall on my ass every time I jump with it.
This wasn't there when I touched the ground. When I left the ground, did he like
I demand a
Seems like
discount, sir.
did the grease? You're getting a 5 gold discount, you mother.
Make it 10. I won't tell anyone about your business practices.
You know nothing about my business practices. What if I don't want to sell to you anymore? And he, like,
I
tries to
offer him my hand, ready to pick him up.
Try-
Oh, did he?
He
Okay.
tries to stand back up himself, and he does steady himself, but he's not left the grease spot yet. So he's steadied himself and he's like, "Posed. Okay, I don't need your help. I'm not selling to you anymore. You're trying to cheat me. Some weird ass way. Like he's trying to see if there's try and like, find a clear step he can make before without touching the grease. But since it's like a 10-foot square, he probably won't be able to.
Very well.
So he walks again, and he slips again.
Okay, so is this falling on his ass?
Again, yeah.
It's
Come on,
yeah. I
Dom,
think
I
Guile's
believe
gonna
in you.
sit on it until he gets his 5 gold back at the very least. Of course, it's a halfling. It doesn't mean much, but
I mean, if you want your bloody gold, then you can have your gold, but help me up first.
okay, fine. I help him up and try to steal the ring out of his hand while I do it.
I knew you were going to say that.
That will be the left hand.
So he puts out his right hand to help.
Okay, that's fine. Whichever.
The right hand was the ring of jumping.
So that would be. So I suppose the best way to do it might be to like half pick him up, try to slide the ring off his finger, and then just let him drop back to the floor and then run.
Well, it'll be a sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I doubt
So-
you could do. I doubt you could take a ring off of someone's hand without them noticing. Is the thing.
No. It's happened quite. There's plenty of shows around that
It's
does
direction,
it.
man. You just got to
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
okay.
if he's more worried about falling on his arse, he may not notice you've
And
pocketed
also-
the ring.
By trying to help himself up, he has got grease on his hands.
Yes.
Well,
Okay. Yeah.
So it's within the realm's possibility to take a ring off him.
Yeah,
without him
just
knowing.
don't leg it until he notices.
Probably just
Yeah.
say that he slipped off or something. While he
That is a 14.
It's him. You are successful.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
You do manage to slip the ring off by helping him up.
Okay, awesome. And also slip it into the back pocket.
Okay, and he stumbles back into the shop, like wiping his ass to get your 5 gold. Do you follow him in?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So as you follow him in, says, "I'm not talking to you anymore. Take your bloody 5 gold. I'm not selling to you anymore. Damn good nothing. Trying to help you.
I was trying to help you off your feet. Oh, to your feet. You were trying to fleece me, I know.
Trying to say my items are faulty." And then he puts the
prove that
left
for us.
ring, his left ring back in the box, and then
I'm out.
you are able to get out before he goes for his right ring, and you get the gold as well.
I wanted to risk another handshake at the end there, but didn't go my way. That's fine. That's fine. That's enough shenanigans for
So
today.
you got
at
the
least.
potentially dodgy one.
Yeah,
He has
red
the ring
ring.
of jumping.
But to be honest, like that's a guaranteed kill on somebody, right? If you can somehow get the ring on them and then force them to try to jump.
But they need to be attuned.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
So
Smart.
the ring requires attunement to the user.
So it
To be fair, you could always get it
someone
appraised by
trust
like a wizard or something
Yeah.
to see if it is actually dodgy.
I suppose you
Yeah.
could
I
you could like grab someone, jump up, and let go or something.
Yes.
I
But
reckon.
then I would need the slow fall to stop
Yeah.
myself
I
dying.
reckon the
Yeah,
other
I
ring
reckon
was
the
a
other-
ring of featherfall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I reckon that's
yeah.
what that was. Yeah.
I mean, I could just build around this ring and get Featherfall and a lot
Yeah.
of grappling.
If you grab someone and launch up with them,
God,
yeah, he's
Yeah.
Learn it. That's an arcane trickster. Featherfall.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorted.
I mean, you got to beat the grapple check, but yeah, it's plenty possible. And obviously, you got to have the clearance. 'Cause I imagine 13,000 feet into a ceiling isn't going to help.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah. That's a
Oh.
good point. Did he launch upwards with like a lot of force as well?
It's a fair amount.
Okay. Interesting whether I could break through anything, like if I get sent to prison.
Well,
Your
you
head would
are.
break.
Remind you are a halfling.
Yeah, I wear a hard hat.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna fucking lock you up with a hard hand.
I'll smuggle it in.
Oh my god.
How
seven
up
to
you
sleight of hand,
jumper.
Best sleight of hand in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're leaving the shop,
It's not a hard hat, officer. I'm just really fat.
Yeah.
As-
Sorry, go on.
as you're leaving the shop, do you do any attempt to hide yourself or anything, or do you just?
I'm
Try
gonna
and
steal
find-
away pretty
you will
quickly.
Because you will probably see like Krusk and Nadia and Talari all heading towards the church.
Yeah, I'll follow them.
Okay. 4 of you head towards the church.
Where is Turi going?
Thoradin's not there, right?
Turi's already in the church, I think.
Is she already in the church? Okay.
She's got a fair lead, but you're all.
Okay, cool.
Turi already went to the church.
Yeah.
Okay.
She got tired of Krusk's bullshit.
Where is the church? Oh, church is C.
Why are you guys saying on Cross, man?
Church is C, so it's where. Yeah, so it's the.
Bad boy.
As they're walking towards the
all
church.
of you, apart from Thoradin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're walking towards the church, Nadia will say to the others, I found a cart who was willing to take us, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
We should leave in the morning.
Yeah, he said
I
he
agree.
wanted to leave in the morning.
Yes, I agree.
That works.
How much
Do you
is
guys
he
know
asking?
where? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, how much is he asking for?
It's 2 gold each for the day's passage, which I think is alright. And he might be willing to take us further, obviously, if we continue paying him, so
Oh, excellent.
that
Good work.
means we don't have to worry about finding another Carter
Good.
in
Good.
Malard Town.
I assume he seems trustworthy.
He seems odd, but apparently he's the only person who'll go, so
I suppose that'll do. Cool.
That's fine. So you'll all walk in church. The church building is very similar to that in Tyr Town, except there's visages of like Olmeta on the outside. There's a few symbols of like Tyr on there, but that's just because of the triads like connections, and you can assume that there's Torm's wands there as well.
I'm gonna draw the symbol of Tyr, like to trace it in the air when I walk past him.
You do the scales.
Yep.
That's fine. So you all walk into the church. As you walk in, so before in Tyr Town, as you walked into the Temple of Tyr, there was a huge ass statue of Tyr in the middle, with lots of church benches and stuff, like all focused towards the inside.
Mhm.
This is vastly different. So as you walk in, it's very much split to at the left-hand side, which is all like church benches and like people facing the left wall, the church, but with like an altar at the very top. Well, on the right-hand side is dedicated to what you can only assume as a museum of sorts of torture materials.
I see.
There is vast. So there are little thumb screws. There are handcuffs. There's a rack there. There's all sorts of different kinds of things that would inspire a person to go through some level of endurance or cause them to do so. If you can probably imagine, they're all very clean. They're all very well maintained, but it's all very.
Stand like
So
this.
as soon as we get in, yeah, and I see these torture equipment, I'm gonna stare straight at Krusk, have a finger with some magic swirling around it, and just like.
insult anybody.
What are you using for that, Sunny? Are you using your illusion?
Yeah, minor illusion. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Nadia's
I'm
pulling
gonna
faces.
kind of make like when you like gesture your hands down. I should have my webcam on, really. But yeah, I'll do that, and I'll say, "Don't worry, Turi. Sorry, Turi. Oh no, it is Turi, isn't it?
Talari.
Sorry.
Larry.
Okay, yeah. So don't. I was
Maybe
gonna
we should
say-
use my full name.
Or just
Sorry,
put Gurtha
Gurtha.
or something, you know.
Yeah, I'll
Gurtha
call you
or something.
Gurtha.
Gurtha. Just call me Gurtha.
So I'll kind of say in like an undertone. I just want to see what the priest says.
That's fine, but do not make me rein you in.
Is anybody looking for anything in particular in the church?
I'm looking for the head priest type person, or whoever looks.
You're looking for a man in white robes. You can assume as the high priest of Ilmata, right?
I'll look for him then. Yeah. Mhm.
Anyone else looking for anything while you're there?
I know you said there were symbols of Tyr on the outside. Are there any symbols of Tyr on the inside?
There's a handful. I mean, there's there's priests of blue and brown robes. There is at the altar. There is the high priest, the man in white robes. The people in, so you wouldn't have seen this in Tyr Town, but because there were no brown robe priests there. So the brown robe priest is the priest of another town, of another god. So there were none of such in Tyr Town. So there is one god, one priest of Tyr there. There's one priest of Azuth there. because you would have seen that symbol before. There's a god of Torm. There's a god of Surtur there.
You mean a priest? A priest of Surtur?
Yes, sorry. Priest of Surtur.
Okay.
There.
The god's there.
Yeah, sorry.
Just chilling.
Surtur himself with his flaming sword. No. Yeah, so the priests of those gods are there at the moment. So you've already got 4 blue Ilmater priests, the high priest of Ilmater, and then another 4 brown priests there around the altar area.
So they'll be all in brown robes, right?
The other ones, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Only the Ilmater priests were blue.
I've got this list because I knew it would be useful.
That's a good idea. Are they? I know they're brown robed, but do they wear their symbol? Are they obviously?
Yeah. So on the back, so it's the same for all priests. The back of the robes has the symbol of the god. The front left will have the symbol of the god as well.
Okay.
And it just depends on the color. It depends on hierarchy.
That means these priests just carry coloured robes with them, like the home and away kits.
Yeah, they do have home and away kits.
Can assume so.
That's amazing.
Only 2 days.
Seen them,
I
but
do wonder. I'm looking at this. It says black is travelling priests. What's the difference between it? So what's that when they're on the road?
Yeah.
So they've got 3 kits.
So you can't determine which hierarchy they are. So they're all treated the same.
Home, away, and in between kids.
Yeah, travelling. My travel clothes.
Home and away and alternate kit.
Yeah.
That way?
Although I would love to see the priest of the 2 towns having a football match.
That would be hilarious. In their robes. It'd be so
In their robes, yeah.
It'd be so good.
Can you imagine trying to play footy in one of them things?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a god of sport. That'd be great. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm keeping an eye on Krusk. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Very determinedly walk over to the priest. But I'm going to talk to the as well.
the high priest or
The high priest, yep.
So, well, Nadia, you're...
She's sort of looking around quite curiously. She's not, like, super closely following Krusk, but she doesn't want to be out there, like, he was asking, but she's just sort of hanging around in the background.
If he's going to cause trouble, you're fully aware.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'll notice if he starts causing trouble. He doesn't tend to cause trouble quietly.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, she's just going to look around at all the different things and pull faces at the various exhibits.
Yeah, it's very...
They're all a bit odd, really.
Very odd for... Especially someone from your background.
Southlanders are weird. Literally nothing I've seen so far has done anything to dent this.
That's very true. Arthur, what are you looking for?
I would like to go over to the Tear Priest.
Oh.
Okay.
And speak the uncommon greeting.
Okay. He says hello and how's it going? Good day to you, child.
What's the uncommon greeting? Or do we not know? Is this like
you're not in earshot, so...
Oh, okay, fine.
You're not in earshot.
Well, yeah, so he says how's it going?
So by that assumption, he understands. He's followed back with the uncommon greeting.
No, he said hi. How's it going?
It's uncommon for sure, but I wouldn't.
Okay, but yeah, okay. Hello. I would like to. Is there somewhere more private that we can chat? I have recently been visited, and there are some things I must discuss.
Certainly. Let's take a seat, shall we? How can Ter aid you?
It is Ter I'm talking about.
Okay.
He visited me a few nights ago, telling me about a group of people that I must help.
Mm-hmm.
And I am confused as to what he asked for me to ask for him by a different name. I was wondering, is there any other name for Theo that he might wish to be called by?
Well, he's blind, so maybe people call him the blind god, I suppose. He's got only got one arm, so maybe the one-armed god.
I don't like this talking to.
I mean, is there anything like anything about That maybe because he is blind and cannot see anything about the dark or the night.
Not really. He's good. So why would he be in the dark?
Well, I'm only
showered
suggesting because he cannot see.
Just because you see darkness doesn't mean you don't live in light. I mean, to is ought to seek justice and truth. So I mean, I don't know really what you're asking of me there, Charles.
I am merely trying to affirm my visit. I know that there are other gods, but I believe that to be Tyr, I am now not so sure.
So you don't think you were visited by Tyr?
Well, it was an odd experience, and the way he asked me to contact him again was confusing.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't feel that I'm qualified to answer that question for you.
It is okay, friend. And she's going to put her hand on his shoulder and just is going to go, "You have been helpful enough. I think that is all the information I can get, though. So thank you." And then she's just going to get up and walk off.
And go with balance as he lets you go away. So Krusk storming up to the High Priest of Ilmater, who's currently just presiding over just his priests, really.
Just so we know, I've got sleep prepared.
Okay, cool. So what's he doing at the moment? Is he like giving a sermon, or is he just kind of like watching?
He's just currently preparing his altar, really.
Okay. So I'll go up to him and I'll say, "Hello, Father. You are the High Priest of Ilmater."
That is what my robes tell me. Yes.
A joker.
Of course. I am a follower, a paladin, in fact, of the Lord Tyr. I'll kind of wrap my...
one of our my brother gods.
Indeed. I must confess, I'm embarrassed at my own lack of knowledge, but I only recently became fully aware of the teachings of Ilmater after arriving in this town. It's quite curious to me because I have heard that Ilmater is the god of endurance.
Mm-hmm. That is true. We are here to endure the life we live.
Indeed. But I came across the ceremony, Father, when I entered the village, or sorry, the town.
Mm-hmm.
People mutilating themselves.
You mean the
self-harming?
The challenge to become a priest?
If one could call it a challenge, yes. I mean, how
this
what Ilmater demands?
How else best to determine the worthiness of a priest than those who have endured the most?
Does Ilmater make such demands of his priest? Surely, as the brother of justice, he wouldn't expect you to be harming your bodies, harming your own flesh.
Who are we to judge Ilmater's guidance? We merely live at his pleasure.
You know, I've heard that these contests, if you will, and he started 10 years ago. So what?
Well, I mean, you're slightly informed there, son. These contests have been going on for many a year, but I think the level of brutality maybe you're expecting is different over the past 10 years. Maybe is what you're referring to.
So it has been escalating, you'd say?
It's mainly from our experience of Ilmater around us. We feel that while the world itself has been more dangerous, those around us have had to endure more hardships and more pain themselves, and so we feel we need to ask more of our priests so that they can lead their flock better.
And this is of their own volition. There's no kind of pressure.
Not at all. They're all are volunteers who want to join the priesthood of Ilmater, and they do go through preparations to help try and guide themselves through the pain that they are going through, just so that they can make sure that they are reaching their own limits.
Can I roll insight and also use divine sense at the same time?
Okay. What are you trying to look out for with
I just want to see if he's,
divine sense?
let's say, hiding anything or being,
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say that. Is he being completely honest with me when he says that, like, so their own volition, they all get, they get all this preparation, all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So insight is 14.
Telling the truth.
Okay. And I'm guessing my divine sense doesn't say anything.
I'm just double checking what your divine sense.
Divine,
does.
all
detect
divine
good and
sense
evil,
does
right?
is
A presence
Any
of strong
celestial,
evil.
fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you
yeah.
that is not behind total cover. You know the type, which is celestial, fiend, or undead, but it's not its identity. But you detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated.
Yep.
So that is very much interpretation, because torture equipment, you could argue, is desecrated because
It's holy to these people, though, right?
exactly. So since Ilmater has blessed them, it is not desecrated. So, and also you're in a church, so that's very much a consecrated place. So it's very much you're in pretty much a very concentrated area of holiness and goodness.
I don't smell any evil. The presence of strong evil is like a noxious odor.
No.
Fiends under the
It's actually
floorboard.
stinky.
It was. You could probably argue that because there's the priest of Azuth, no, not Azuth, Auril. There, I said. That's an evil priest. So you probably say that person's a bit stinky potentially, if you want to view it that way. But nothing in terms of giving you off this is alert, spidey sense, evil around you.
Plus, desecrated stuff tends to be like graveyards that have been corrupted and stuff like that. It's
No,
not
no,
like
no.
It's just
They could have had, like,
sacrifices.
Could have had like an evil basement or something.
yeah.
Could have.
Could have been some fiends under the floorboards.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't smell them through the church, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that being desecrated means that it used to be sort of one thing and it's been turned to be something else. Like, so if it was supposed to be good and it was evil, or if it was supposed to be evil and it was good.
So, yeah. So
Oh, sorry, my Skype crashed, but that's fine. So what? I'll just end with Matt, do I know the symbol of Ilmater like fairly well? I guess at this point, because I've been kind of like seeing it everywhere. and stuff.
there's plenty of symbols of a mater around you in the church.
Okay, I just want to have like a walk around the church and look for either the reversed. I know there's not much tier, but just in case any reversed tier symbols or any
Oh yeah.
anything similar for like Ilmater, like a reversed Ilmater. Or
Just for reference, Ilmater's symbol is hands bound at the wrist with red cord.
Okay, cool. So
What's tears?
So a tier is
The scales, I think.
scales
Yes.
with
Resting on a warhammer.
Warhammer. So what was different with the evil symbol is that it has a dagger, is the point at which the scales balance.
yes. Okay.
There, with the rest it's just a normal scales.
So can I have a look for any evil tier symbols or anything which looks like the Ilmater symbol, but has obviously been like changed somehow.
Like
You can certainly
claws or
try.
something, I suppose, rather than like hands
Yeah.
or barbed wire instead of rope or
You
something.
can certainly try. You can roll for investigation or perception to look around.
Ooh. 17 roll. I'm just getting my thing. Oh, it's just 17. It doesn't move.
So yeah, so you don't really spot anything that's evil or different to what the normal symbols are. It's all pretty much standard.
Damn. All right, Krusk.
Uh,
Not happy about it, but I guess I'll go join Turi over by the tier priest, and then
Yeah.
you can.
Does anyone else want to do anything, or are you just there to guard Krusk?
I'm pretty much. Yeah. The only
I did.
the only comment I'll have is, it's quite sad, really. For most, just living life is a test of endurance.
Wow.
Dark. Do you want
That's fair.
a little violin there so you can serenade us with the saddest
I was gonna
song?
say, who did you say that to? Just the group?
Just at I was kind of
the
saying
room.
it to myself aloud, kind of thing, like
Oh,
you know.
okay.
That was a purely OC response, by the way.
I don't think I would have heard if I was talking to the guy.
I mean,
Nah, me
after
either.
that, so like while you're walking around and
Oh, okay, in that case, I'll turn and I'll say, Talari, got it right this time. Life is a blessing and a joy for us.
Oh God.
not all of us can be so blessed.
Seek lecture into your heart, Talari.
No.
Sorry, that's amazing. No.
Sorry,
That's a real downer.
what troubles you? What darkness lurks in your past that has made you this way?
Just gonna stay silent.
Yeah,
I'll just nod.
Before
Sorry,
you
go on.
keep this up, can anyone let me know where
Isn't
Thoradin went?
pillow?
He's at the tattoo parlor.
Pillow.
Okay, I'm out, guys.
Wait, are you still carrying around the sword?
This is a depressing vibe.
Oh,
No,
I've
I
got
handed
the
it
sword.
off.
Yes.
I handed it off.
Tiri's got the sword. This is one reason Nadia's hanging around.
Yeah, I don't think it's there yet though for our photo.
I'm gonna start heading towards Thoradin.
So
Awesome.
Thoradin would have finished his tattoo. Looks pretty awesome. The guy did a good job.
It's actually cool to be fair.
Which one did you pick? Like for
I
now.
don't know what I'm setting out with. Probably. Oh no, that's. C.
C,
go with the C.
So it'll be like 3 waves.
Nice.
Nice.
Are they
Um,
gifts? Do they move?
Yeah, they'll be kind of like, I guess,
Nice.
yeah, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
As I kind of like, what's the bloody word? Tense. As I tense my right pec, like the Rock.
Oh, when you like
excellent.
flex it, it
It
like
just
ripples.
moves. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Love that.
So yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you would have head to the Broken Scabbard once that was done. You would have met up with Guile. Well, at that point, what happens with the rest of you for as you finish up from the church? Do you continue talking in the church, or when Guile says I'm out, do you?
I'm
Follow
also
him.
happy to leave.
Seems like a good
Yeah,
time,
I'm
isn't
happy.
it?
No, I was planning on ditching everyone, but that's fine. You guys can tag along if you must.
It is hard not to keep a close eye on you, Guile.
So you can all pretty much head to the inn, and you'll be there around the same time.
Cool.
I'll move you all over to the inn. So you get to the
Sorry,
Broken Scabbard.
wait, can I just grab 25 gold from the bank? I won't bother RPing it unless you think it's important.
No, nothing important going on. So
Okay.
you'll be slightly later.
Okay.
Anyone else want to stop?
I don't think I have any money with the bank. So.
I'll follow Krusk into the bank, just in interest of case in the joint.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
I suppose you'll find out where Krusk is from, as well.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Ah,
So,
And if he has
So,
any
yeah,
surnames.
since he's with people, you gotta. So you go out to the teller, and teller says, "What's your name, please?"
Krusk of Certus Deep.
Of what?
He's not going to repeat it.
What is that, Krusk?
Nothing.
You don't.
Do you have a
don't-
Do you have a surname of Certus Deep?
Wow.
Should you read it?
Let's see.
Deep.
Wow.
You don't strike me as one who would be ashamed of his heritage, Krusk.
It's I'm not ashamed of the past is what makes us who we are.
Wow.
But I prefer if we kept it between just us for now.
Okay, your secret is safe with me. And he claps Krusk on the back.
I'm gonna take Guile's hand and shake it. Thank you, my friend.
What's the
And,
size
you wearing any
difference
rings?
between like Guile and
Oh, no,
Krusk?
and
Oh,
that-
yeah, he
like-
slaps him on like his upper.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
you're probably like half his size.
on the and
He asks, "Is there a surname?"
no surname, just Krusk.
Okay. And you just draw the max allowed for today.
Yeah, I'll just take out 25. I've done the deductions. No.
Okay, that's fine. So you and Guile will get there slightly later. So the Thoradin, Talari, Tiri, and Nadia will get to the Broken Scabbard. You go in, and because this is probably around 5 o'clock in the evening, people are generally here for food, drink, and preparing like securing some beds for the evening, because as an inn, you can sleep here as well.
Suggest we reserve ourselves some rooms, get something to eat, meet this very strange fellow of yours.
There's a strange fellow.
The Carter? Is he still there?
It's pretty much still in the same spot. You could probably
Still giggling to himself?
Yeah, you could probably guess he's on his third beer.
Wow. Okay.
Krusk is going to look kind of skeptically at this guy and say, "Is this the person?" Who's gonna
Yeah,
take
she'll
him?"
like point him out. She'll be like, "Oh, he's sat over there,"
I
and that's
see.
a good idea,
And you're-
Talari, especially if they're busy.
And you're certain he's reliable?
He is apparently one of the very few people willing to make the journey.
Very well. I will trust in your judgment.
Apparently, well,
So
you're trusting me to sort out travel to somewhere I've never been, using a method I don't tend to use. Like, if I were by myself, I'd probably be walking. So
I'm going to turn and look Nadia right in the eye and say, "I believe in you, Nadia."
Outdone
Great.
yourself.
I think it seems
Wonderful.
fine.
But he says he'll do it. I mean, there's a travelling road. It's not like you can get that lost.
Very true.
Yeah.
So is the current plan before we even talk to this guy that we're leaving in the morning?
That's what he suggested when I talked to him.
I have no reason to hang around. Oh no, wait, I need to get my sword back. Shit, can we say I got my sword on the way back?
Yeah, you would have got it. You were waiting for him to finish it then and there.
Yeah. So okay, cool. I've got my sword. So.
So you've got all your
You don't need
equipment.
can without your sword. Yeah,
Nice.
Nadia will go over and say hi.
Hello, Cello.
Hello. How's the horse? Ready to leave in the morning?
Of course.
She's going to smile at him. She thinks he's funny.
What's your?
Is this your party?
She nods.
Everybody.
Here's everybody. Well, and she's going to sort of point vaguely at anyone who's like gone to the bar or whatever.
I was gonna say, yeah, I would have gone to the bar.
I would have gone to reserve some rooms, but yeah.
I assumed that would be at the bar,
Yep, that's fine.
unless there's a desk.
Thoradin, do you go to the bar as well, or do you go to?
Oh yeah, I'm on like my 5th cake here.
Okay,
Oh, no, cake, Jesus.
Jesus, that's a little bit.
Bloody
I
hell,
was going to
Thoradin.
sit down with Thoradin.
Okay, yeah. So you'll be at the bar first, anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So so party, everybody.
Everybody, yeah. She's going to
have
sort
we
of
got-
wave at the guys who are
Yeah,
at
we
the
just
bar.
all put
okay.
our hands up.
Have we got this guy's name, by the way?
No.
If not, Krusk will ask. What's your name, young fellow?
Nobody's asked for my name.
So,
Call,
what did he
call
say?
me, call me Charlie.
Call me Charlie.
Barley.
Charlie. Tell me,
Charlie
Charlie.
Barley.
I hear that not many people are willing to make this journey. What makes you different?
I don't care who's good or bad. For food.
Can you tell me anything about the were tribes that are around the farm? People seem to be quite wary of them. I imagine for good reason.
Tribe?
Well,
Why?
Well,
They're people, Schmeeple.
my
They
People
live-
and still
they live
have
in-
a tribe.
They live.
There's
They live,
Nadia.
in, they live in homes and houses with gnomes.
what do they follow a god?
It's Mala Farm. Mala.
Oh, okay, I didn't realise.
The key's in the name.
Could you tell me about the
Shame.
law? I'm afraid I'm not familiar. What is it? Yeah.
He looks
Custom
at Nadia and says, "Is this guy always this difficult, schmiffical?"
You're not even trying.
I like that though.
Whiny.
I genuinely like that.
She's going to open her mouth, look at him, look at Krusk, and nod.
Fine, it's mine.
Ain't much we can do about him.
I'm just gonna say, you know, what, it's fine. But no, wait, actually, hang on. How are they? How receptive are they to travellers? Should we be worried by us going there? You've seen our group.
Don't be a dick or a stick.
Obviously.
Well, that's him out of both counts then.
Oh, I see you'd rather be left alone, Charlie. I'm sure there'll be a lot of time for us to catch up on the journey.
Okay.
Did you see Captain Rhino?
Yes.
Okay.
So at the bar, so Talari, are you booking in rooms for everybody or just
no.
yourself?
I'll probably just do one for me and Nadia.
Okay, so a bed with two single beds in the same room.
No, 2 separate rooms.
2 separate rooms. Okay, and that will cost you more. Not to share more per room.
That's fine.
Okay, that's a silver per room, please.
Fine. But I'll throw over the silver.
Okay. So it gives you like 2 keys, and it says they're on the top floor, and then goes to address Turian, Thoradin, and although he can't see Guile, he assumes he's there.
Peer over the edge of the thing.
Out. And for you guys, what can I get you?
I would also like 2 separate rooms, please. I will get Krusks.
Ah.
Okay. 2
I'm
silver,
gonna go,
please.
I'm gonna go to Guile and
Hand
just
it
say,
over.
do you want to share a room? Might as well. Save some
Sorry.
money.
If you're paying, I was planning on roughing it.
Is it 100 silver to a gold, or is it
10.
10, I think.
10 silver to a gold? Okay. Is it 2 silver pieces per room, or?
No, it's 2. It's 1 silver.
Oh, it's one silver per room. Okay.
I don't have that kind of money.
Oh, go over to Nadia
Yeah,
and obviously
I'll-
hand her the
I'll
key.
pay.
Go. Here
She
you
looks a
go.
bit confused.
It's a room.
I'll go to Krusk and hand him a key.
Thank you very much, Turi.
As followers of Tid, we look out for each other. And I pat him on the shoulder.
Also, I was happy to see you speaking to the tier priest earlier.
Yes, he was very revealing.
Okay.
And so, did you guys get a room, Thoradin and Guile?
Yeah, we'll share a room with 2 small guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Well.
so you always ask for a silver.
Yeah, I'll flick him with silver.
And do you buy drinks, food? Anybody?
Okay.
Yeah.
Buy a meal. A meal and
Yeah.
drink, yeah. For myself.
I will get.
Food's just
Yeah,
only a copper, really.
Copper.
yeah, I would get a meal.
Yeah.
Copper.
So,
So I'm gonna have to
Just
do
a copper for everyone.
7.
Oh, I've got to keep track of.
How many
Shit,
coppers to a
like-
silver?
10? Is it another 10?
10.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
So
excellent.
it's 100, so it's 100 pennies and a gold. It's like
Okay,
100 pennies and a
okay.
pound,
I
so-
got you. Okay.
Oh
Um,
my god, my character sheet's playing.
1 copper for a meal, Matt. You said, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll break out. I'll break it down.
She looked like, oh dear, that was worrying. After Turi finishes her meal, she's going straight to her room.
Yeah.
fine.
I'll
Do
do
you
the same.
rest you guys do the same?
I'll do the same, yeah.
I'd like to stay up with Thoradin.
Yeah, I was gonna stay up drinking.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
Nadia
stay up
will
with us.
absolutely hang out in the common room.
Yeah. So the amount of drinks you buy, it's not fantastic beer, but it does the trick. It costs you all that silver each, the amount of beer you drink.
Okay.
Cool.
What time of day is it?
So it'll be evening by now.
Um.
Right.
So I assume if the night just eventually sort of winds down, either while Nadia is in the loo or when Thoradin and Guile are heading to bed or heading to their room,
Mhm.
Guile will proposition Thoradin.
Oh my.
Okay.
You up for some Robin?
Oh
Oh,
no.
yeah. I'm always up with some Robin Guile. You know me.
God damn it.
John,
Excellent.
your choice of
What's,
words was absolutely excellent. That was not the proposition I thought you were going to make.
We're not quite there yet.
You're close, but not that close.
Leave it in the fan fiction for now.
Oh no. Oh,
Your
God.
plan, dude.
I've got a mark. We can leave that for next session if need be. I think that would be very convoluted. So
You're not
You've got a
kidding.
week to
The
plan.
one thing. The one thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, one thing I was going to do before we go to long rest as well is Turi needs to hand over the sword since it's been a day.
It's true, she does.
Do you grab her before she leaves?
I guess I could grab it off you.
Does it
Okay,
reset
so
though with a day break? Or
I don't know. I mean, if anyone else is awake, I'll.
I'll take
I
it.
don't really want to test it.
well, and also in
I'll
theory,
take
you
it.
could do it in the morning, can't you? Because it's
No.
24 hours.
Krusk is very strict on this.
Okay.
I think
what she'll say is, well, I have no problem with this, but you know, it has not been a full day yet. I got it like the afternoon, right?
She sounds very attached to it.
I
I mean,
dangerous, boys.
I'm purely stating in case we want to efficiently elongate the most time used. But I'm happy to give it to Nadia or Talari. I'm not so sure on Thoradin.
Whoa. Discrimination here, Jesus.
It's not discrimination because of race or anything. I just don't trust you.
Wow.
Nadia hasn't had it.
You don't trust these pecs? Bang bang.
And that
Yes,
is exactly
sweet
why.
That's Thoradin. I
That
didn't
is
didn't get a chance to. Yeah.
Exactly why.
Oh,
All right, let's give it to Nadia, I guess.
Nadia, will you wield the sword?
No.
Well, not wield it. Take it.
Hell no! Yes, she will happily carry it.
So,
Um,
yeah, Turi just sort of hands it out in front of her with one arm, just waiting for you to take it.
Yeah, no, Nadia will probably carry it similarly to the way that Tiri has. Like, she'll put it on her back and then, like, put her coat on over it.
Yep.
So
That's absolutely fine.
that it's fairly hidden.
Okay.
And not a problem. And then, yeah, she won't, like, stay up, like, super late, but she'll, like, hang out in the common room for a while, like, chatting to people and,
So,
you know, doing...
Af-
And then she'll probably go to bed, like, not super late, and we'll tuck it, like, under the mattress, or whatever's there, so that it will be really difficult for anyone to get out without, like, lifting her off of the top of it, basically.
excellent.
Because you can lock the room as well. You're pretty safe and secure in
Yeah.
your protection of the sword, which is fine.
Yeah, but she's just sort of doubly making sure that it doesn't go walkabout in the night. She'll, like, stick it underneath the she's not going to do a guile and, like, sleep holding it or anything. that would give her the willies, but she'll stick it under the mattress so that it can't be gotten to without lifting the mattress and her up.
That's absolutely fine. So is that it for everybody for the night?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm happy.
Turi, after she hands the sword over, will go to her room and lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
And
Perform
well,
nameless
I can say
ritual.
this, and then basically we might as well just carry on with it next week before the long rest. But Matt, I'm going to pray to the darkness.
Okay.
Well, that
Wow.
sounds ominous.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay, that's fair. So so you'll sleep, and we'll sort out the prayer in the morning. In
Cool.
in
And
next
the
session.
robbery.
And the robbery.
Yeah. We've got to plan this whole
Sure.
thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sort that out in the next session.
All right then.
So
Excellent.
3, 2, 1.